Hello again, everyone. I am here today to profile these Pocket Campo Marzio pens. So Campo Marzio is an Italian brand. They have a website that you can purchase from. I purchased these secondhand from a website called Mercari. Actually, I think it's only an app, so that's the only place you can get it. I've had a couple of requests to profile these pens, and the only reason why I was hesitant and hadn't done it until now is because there's really not a whole lot to say about these pens because they're fairly basic in their operation, but they are quite nice as pocket pens. I was planning to gift a couple of these originally. I got them very inexpensively secondhand, like I said, and I was going to gift a couple of them to family members or friends, and I decided not to just because they are a little bit fussy. And the only fussy aspect of it is that they tend to dry out fairly quickly. And I've said this before, I live in Colorado, so there is a really, really dry air, especially in the winter. And pens, especially if they're not super sealed, do tend to dry out, especially in winter. So these are some pens that are definitely prone to drying out. I believe that they are all the same nib width. I think they're all roughly a medium. There wasn't really a choice in selecting size. Really, I think the benefit of these pens is that they are quite compact and they write fairly well. There's only one of these pens, I believe it's the yellow one, that came a little scratchy. I do plan to smooth it out a little bit if I can. Let me show you the inside of these here. So they are pull caps. They just snap on like that, which may be part of the reason why they don't seal too well. So they have this, they have little metal bits in there, so you probably could not eyedropper this pen because it does have metal components in it. It takes a international converter, international short converter only, and I suppose you probably could fit the Kaweco converter in here, but maybe not. I have not tried it and I don't have one handy to show you. It might be a little too short for one of those. And to test it out today, I've really just put some standard ink in here. I think that came with other orders. So this is a black ink that I've put in this one. And as you can see, because these were vintage, this area is a little dried out. I probably should go through with, like a little bit of silicone or oil even and go over it. I just didn't want to do that because I have to figure out what would not hurt it. It's dried out a little bit there. These are the same. They're all pretty much the same when you take the cap off. I'll show you this one's nib. Pretty standard iridium point nib. Oops, there you go. Okay. And this end screws off. And then I've put blue in this one and the other purple one. I mean, what is kind of nice is there seems to be a lot of color variety in these. And they come up fairly frequently as used pens. So, and I think you can get them pretty cheap. I think I got each of these, I think for under $10 a piece. So they're pretty inexpensive. And the reason why I got several of them is so that I could gift them. But then, like I said, I decided against it because of their tendency to dry out if they sit a little while. So let's see. And that's one thing that I tend to use. Oh, and so the cap, it posts very nicely because it just snaps onto that back part. So it's pretty secure. One of the things that I tend to use pocket pens for is carrying around in sort of an everyday carry thing. And the fact that they are prone to drying out means to me that it's not that practical for me. So eventually I might end up getting rid of these just because I don't really have much of a use for them. So this is the Campo Marzio pocket pen. And this is the one nib that's a little scratchy here. Pocket pen in, let's call that mustard, with black international short cartridge. Yeah, and this one in particular, unless I worked on it a little bit, it wouldn't be that pleasant to write with. So many reasons why I haven't profiled these before. They are cute, though, if you're into cute little pens. And they, When they're posted, they actually have quite a nice length, and the weight is actually quite nice. It feels pretty nice in the hand. It's not super light because it does have all these metal components. And then this is the, oops, Campo. This one writes much better. Marzio pocket pen. And let's call this one magenta. And then this has a blue international short cartridge. Okay. This one actually works much better than that first one. And it seems like there could be quite a bit of variation from pen to pen. You can probably hear that one compared to the other one. Unposted, I think it's really too short for any kind of length of writing. It's super tiny, and it's very light with this. The cap seems to be pretty heavy by comparison. Okay, and I think they have different models on their website as well. This one's also quite nice as far as its writing. Pen, and let's call this one purple. Again, with a blue international short cartridge. And because I purchased these used, I don't know if, I don't think they were used at all before I purchased them. I mean, I purchased them used, I purchased them secondhand. Someone had them before me, but I don't know that anyone actually ever used them. So I don't know how much of, my issues are related to it just sitting unused for a long length of time. If you were to buy, and I also don't know how old these are. I don't know what year they're from. So if you were to buy them today, I'm not sure if you would have the same issues with them. And like I said, really my only issues are with this one nib that is a little scratchy, which, I mean, that can be fixed. You could either replace the nib or you could smooth it out, which I plan to do at some point. And the fact that the ink tends to dry out pretty fast. And, also, when I was having issues with the ink drying out, I had put in a cartridge that had come with the pen. So again, I don't know how old the cartridge was, so that could be why it had dried out. I really haven't used these that much. I only just ink these up again after them sitting for quite a while. But with a fresh cartridge, they write quite nicely. Even this one that's a little scratchy, the line quality is quite nice. I would say that these are probably medium nibs, but I don't think they say. Let me take a look. Yeah, I don't think they say. They're just iridium point nibs made in Germany. That's all they say. And then these little pens are obviously from Italy. I think that new, they're also fairly inexpensive. So if you just wanted to try it out, there wouldn't really be any harm in it. But like I said, you can also find them secondhand at a lot of places. I think these were all part of an estate that someone was selling off where they had, where they might have been a dealer in these pens or something like that. So there were quite a few of them up for sale. All right, well, if you have any questions about these, because I didn't say a whole lot about them, if you have any questions, just let me know. Put it down below in the box below, and I will get to you as soon as I can. Feel free to subscribe to keep track of future videos on my channel, and if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. I hope to see you next time, but in the meantime, have a great day. Thanks so much. Bye.